There we go. Got it. Sorry about that, y'all. Y'all should be able to hear me now. Can I get confirmation on audio? Says I'm good. Excellent. Okay, perfect. You just go ahead and do one thing real quick here. Excellent. Alrighty. So, let's go ahead and we'll dive into our SoulSilver while we talk about a few things. So, first off, y'all might notice it's 4:30 in the afternoon Hawaii Standard Time, or 7:30 in the evening West Coast, or quite a bit later if you're on the East Coast. So why then am I streaming at this hour? Well, the answer is because I had a lot of runway modeling commitments this weekend. It was crazy. So, just to recap, yesterday I was doing a casting call. I was judging a casting call for International Fashion Week Honolulu. That is being held in downtown. It's going to be held at the Hilton Hawaiian Center in Waikiki on May 23rd. So, big doings there. But beyond that, we have... I'm actually going to go ahead, before we even dive into Pokemon, we're just going to hold off on this. I want to actually talk about this first. So, I did the casting. It took like 6 hours to get through the whole thing. Did not get fed very much. And it was fine. It went well. I had been... There were a couple rather frustrating things behind the scene. I think I'm getting to the point in popularity now with modeling where internal politicking is starting to claw its way into the scene, where people like to make up rumors about you, which is really frustrating, but it is what it is. So I let it be. I didn't let it really faze me. So yesterday, okay, went fine. I was told I have another show that I'm doing in August here that there was a practice for this morning. Okay, fine, fair enough. So I went and did that, but at some point over this weekend, for Mr. Supranational, we were going to have a Zoom conference for all the other models. We were told, hey, it's going to be on either Saturday or Sunday. And we got it sprung on us with absolutely no warning. We just got told it would be sometime on the weekend. We just kind of had to be flexible. I feel like that was a test to see how we'd handle it. I don't think it was intended to be that disorganized, but it occurred at 8 in the morning, so I finished my workout and then had to attend that, which took out my ability to stream to you all this morning. So that's why I wasn't available this morning. It went well enough, but I had to duck out early for that because I had a prior commitment for a show I'm doing out in August 3rd, but that was all the way out in Waianae. So for those of you who don't know how the different towns on the island of Oahu are, you've got the southeastern kind of chunk of the island is Honolulu. Over the Ko'olau Range, you have the windward side, Kaneohe, Kailua, the Marine base over there. You have the North Shore up top. You have Pearl Harbor kind of in the middle, with on the northern end you got Pearl City and Mililani north of Pearl Harbor. Then you've got the Ewa side west of Pearl Harbor, and then west of that is the Waianae coast. So that's Nanakuli, Maili, and Waianae, and Makaha in that order, going from south to north. So Waianae it's a drive. It's like an hour, assuming it really depends on how backed up H1 and Farrington Highway gets. It was relatively smooth, but so it was a ways to get out there. So that more or less eliminated my ability to stream to y'all this morning. So my apologies for that. Modeling got in the way. It's gonna do that sometimes. What was frustrating, and this is where my little rant, this is why I played both the gaming and the rant video. I promise we'll get to the gaming, but we're gonna do the rant first. What was frustrating to me is that yesterday, and well in advance, like several weeks ago, we had started planning on this. We wanted to do a photo shoot between me and one of the female models here that we were going to do a photo shoot to advertise for International Fashion Week Hawaii. And at the casting call for IFW Hawaii yesterday, we talked about it. We said, yeah, we'd figure it out at the practice for the different runway show called Fighting Our Monsters. It's a nonprofit runway show about suicide awareness and mental health. So, I try to, I think I have the reputation of being more of a fan of the boot in the ass technique, but I am very sympathetic to those with mental health struggles, and I do believe it's important. We need to focus on it. However, you don't always have to sugarcoat things. But either way, so I was part of that, and I had assumed the photographer said they'd be there. The director and one of the producers for the IFW show said they'd be there at the show this morning. The other, the female model who was supposed to do it with me was going to be there. I got there a little after 10 island time. Sometimes stay a little late. Between the Supranational, it was the fastest I could get away and get out there. Also, my van is not a fast vehicle, but lo and behold, I get out there, none of them showed up. And none of them, with the exception of one person, one of the photographers, communicated with me beforehand saying that they weren't going to be there. I still haven't heard from several of them. I felt almost like I was getting pranked. It was incredibly disrespectful because, when the practice was over, first off, the director of the Fighting Our Monsters show kind of got screwed. She's trying to put on a production, and that's a lot of manpower that's down. She was given no information either. So this is one that I would call very unprofessional on a lot of these people. I don't want to call anybody out by name, but it's one thing to miss something you said you were going to do. It's quite another to miss something you said you were going to do and not communicate as to why, and not be timely as to telling people when. So if there's something that comes up that I cannot do, I try to make it a point to tell people who might be affected, hey, I have to change plans, this came up, etc., etc. A great example of this was I got invited to do this casting call at 10 a.m. So yesterday, which I attended, and I was the first one there. But this meant I had to cancel a previous plan regarding volunteering for Hawaii Bicycling League. They had the Haleiwa Metric Century ride up on the North Shore, and to be honest with you, I'd have much rather been going and doing that than going and doing a casting call for 6 hours. But trying to really show that I am about making this fashion show as good as I possibly can. And I feel as though my efforts are not really being respected. My time is certainly not being respected, and that I feel a little bit like I'm getting taken advantage of. So my message here, the takeaway, is that communicate. For the love of God, don't just ghost people when you don't want to do something. If you can't say no to them in their face, which, by the way, learn that, okay? Saying no is a valuable skill. One I struggle with, full disclosure, but learn it. There's no excuse for this. This is poor. If you're unable to make something, there had better be a good reason why you didn't even communicate it. Again, it takes 5 seconds to tap out a message on Instagram or a text or whatever method of communicating. But to promise you're going to be somewhere and then not show up entirely and offer no explanation and just kind of ghost, no, that makes me not want to work with you. And these are really high quality people. I was very taken aback by this, but this is a sign that I shouldn't work with them anymore, and I don't really want to. This was the first day, actually. This is the first day where modeling really hasn't been fun. This is the first day I really just feel let down, and this was day afterwards. I made the best of it, right? I was out on the YNI side, so I went over to Electric Beach and chilled for a little while. Went and made a grocery run at Kapolei and was so fancy. I got myself 2 bags of frozen fruit. But when you get disrespected like this, it makes you think, Okay, I guess I really don't need to be putting this much effort and trying this hard because it seems like nobody else is, and it seems like my efforts were not appreciated. So yeah, I'm very unimpressed, and it's okay. I mean, look, they have the right to do that once, but the consequence of that is it makes me not want to work with you. And look, I'm not saying like I'm not the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I think I have contributed enough to our combined efforts to these shows to be offered an explanation if you guys don't want to do something, right? I think that is not even the bare minimum. That almost should go without saying. It's at that level. So anyway, rant over. I made the most of it. Went to Electric Beach, went to Costco, got myself some restocked on all the great local food that you can get there. I got local grown zucchini. Decided to go with the cabbage over the keiki greens because I felt like just buying on Oahu made. The keiki greens are delicious, but they're from the Big Island. So I went with the cabbage this time because it's over in Kunia that they grow it. It's good stuff. And then I need to boil down one of them rotisserie chicken carcasses to make soup. I was gonna do that before streaming, but I know it's already very late on the East Coast, so I probably shouldn't wait any longer. Anywho, let's dive into the game. Let me catch up on chat beforehand. Muted. There's other unprofessional at best, or just plain scummy at worst. Poor communications are absolutely aggravating. Hey, we got some berries. As it takes 30 seconds to type a damn message. Exactly. And it's the same thing too with the supranational chat. Although I'm wondering if that wasn't intentional. If it was intentional, all right, fine, you were testing us. Although, after the fact, maybe you want to tell us that you were testing us. But then, beyond that, if you're going to... If your intention was not to have it be spontaneous like that, then that's also pretty unprofessional, right? Just randomly call it and expect us to come running like we have nothing else that might be going on in our lives. Pretty frustrating there. Use a tough skin and spiky hat to make some tea, so I plan to do that later this week. That is an excellent idea. I do that. That's a really, really good one. Don't be afraid to eat parts of the core, too. The pineapple core is a little bit more fibrous, but it's also really good for you for that reason. If you have Li Hing powder, Li Hing pineapple is so good. It's goated. If you don't, let me know. Bor, I'm happy to mail some to you. Li Hing pineapple is fire. Anywho, all right, so let's go ahead and dive back into our game here. But yeah, I would say I would call this unprofessional. I was not particularly pleased. Oh, this reminds me. Let's check the friendship level on Batgirl because we do want to Crobat at some point. Return. You get the feeling it really trusts you. All right, so we're getting there, just not quite yet. We'll go give it a haircut, and then go from there. I'm gonna go ahead and just get out of Discord, get out of settings, try and speed this up a bit. There we go. Yeah, we'll go give this our little flying friend here a haircut. Increase the happiness. Alright, the younger, less expensive. Yup. Speaking of, I'm going to get this mop chopped, but it's going to be a special look. For the first time in 9 years, I'm going to a barber, and I'm going to pay someone else to cut my hair. For the first time since Barack Obama's second term, I am going to do just that. The reason being, for Mr. Supranational, okay, fine. That is something where I am willing to spend the money. All right, so let's go ahead and fly to Azalea because we want to pick up a few more Pokeballs from Kurt. And then we're going to head to Mahogany and we'll hit Ice Path. So I think there's some way... I think I actually need to fly to Cherry Grove as well. Level Ball is nice. See what else he can make us. 3 it is, alright. Brewing a mild black tea with pineapple skins would go. Hawaiian take on Earl Grey tea. So, I'm a huge fan of Japanese barley tea. That's actually what I'm drinking right now. Now, I cold brew it because it's kind of perpetually warm here. So, cold brew tea is just kind of nicer when it's, you know, like, why am I shirtless in here? It's currently 81 degrees inside my apartment. So, yeah, that's why. But a mild black tea with pineapple skins is not bad. The barley tea I like because it's caffeine free. And by about 12 o'clock noon, you really shouldn't be using caffeine anyway. Alright, so we're going to fly one more. We're going to fly over to Mr. Pokemon's house. Because I believe he's the one that gives us... I don't know where the rematch, where we can get the thing to rematch, so that we have to find. I don't know if it's the safari or what, but we'll figure that out somewhere along the way. I'm not gonna waste time on a level 3 Pidgey. That's not productive. That's not appropriate. There we go. Oh, hold up. What's this? Can we go... No. What's over here? I don't think this was in the Gen 2 games. I never noticed this before. Hey, a nugget. I had a feeling. I'm just like, okay, they wouldn't put this in the game if they didn't hide something here. Sick. Nugget is actually super useful. We need more zinc, calcium, protein. Let's see, we need protein for Tauros, calcium for Steelix, zinc for Poliwag. That is actually pretty solid XP. We'll have Dumont take that. So, yeah, anyway, that was just my rant. Ooh, I needed to have looked up what the calories in a Costco slice of... I know it was 610, I think. It's either 610 or 640. You know what? I have the image of it on my phone. I can look this up. I forgot to write down the macros earlier. From when I was at the Costco. I did treat myself to a slice of pizza. Okay, sue me. I want to say it's Mr. Pokemon that we need here. I could be wrong. Either that or it's probably someone at the radio tower. I would like to know, though. Let's see here. Costco pepperoni slice, nutrition. Sweet. All right. Slice is about sixth, I want to say, of the whole pizza. The cheese. Where's the pepperoni? There it is. Okay, slice of pepperoni. About 600. This is saying 650 calories and 34 grams of protein. That's believable and that's good enough. It doesn't need to be the exact thing. I think it's just said 610 at the store, but you know, 650 and 34. I'm content with that. It's close enough. So let's talk to this guy. See what we got. Like, nope, no dice there. Okay, so I need to figure out where to get the where to get the thing where I can actually like. Let's see what happens here. Joey, how's it going? You're nearby. What's the phone call? Come talk to me. Let's see. Like, can we actually fight someone? This way is going. Berries. Haven't found any yet. No. Just call someone at random. Route 35. 28 Cessna National Park. Okay. There's got to be something where we're not getting the rematch from. I don't know what it is. We've got to find what gives us a rematch. Anyway, that's not really the biggest concern right now anyway. Fly to the Lake of Rage. I think there's something else we need to do there anyway. So it's raining. Is it the guy in the fisherman? Is it the fisherman, maybe? Right, normal, magical return. Give a rod, please help me if you do. Okay. I remember he gives you things if you show him progressively larger magic harps. Oh, there are trainers here, too. I totally forgot about that. Nice. Bro, you just caught a level 27 Gyarados? What the fuck? Okay. We're gonna go with Confuse Ray here. Let's see if Batgirl can take this Gyarados on. It would be really nice to have a Crobat, so we'll see. Maybe a level up maximizes the happiness. We'll find out. Do we have an electric type yet? No, we don't yet. We don't. What would be good against Gyarados? Is water flying, so we want. I think we take Dumont here. All right. I say we poison powder it, and then we're gonna use some synthesis. We may need to stall. Boom. Okay. That's good. All right. Now we can go on the attack. Let's throw a headbutt at it. Ooh, we might just knock it out on this next turn. That worked out really well. Oh. I got a bunch of other stuff I need to do tomorrow. Oh, that reminds me. Let's see here. See, hopefully, maybe we get an evolution here. Come on, cross fingers. Yes! That's what we wanted. Okay. That's awesome. Bro, look at the Crobat sprite. That's bitchin'. One thing I like to do is bring Steelix out in the rain, because Steelix does not like rain. Alright, well the good news is now we don't have to worry about that. Which one of our guys is holding an amulet coin here? Pasho Berry, Mystic Water 9, amulet coin, Aspira Berry. Okay, well, we can do a couple of things here. Take. Oh no, we wanted to keep that. Give them. No, we did not want to give Hentai the Macho Brace. Let's give you the Mystic Water. Yes. Dumond, we actually need you up in front for now. We'll give you the Macho Brace. Wait, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I didn't. Wait. Macho Brace promotes strong growth, but lowers speed. How does that work? I thought Macho Brace was what it built fighting moves up. What item? Hang on. What item does this Laro have? Oh, the Twisted Spoon, right, because of Psychic. Okay. We don't have the black glasses yet. Bright Powder. Smoke Ball. Shell. Oh, yeah, the Shell Bell is what we gave Steelix. No, we're going to give you the Shell Bell. Give you... Macho Brace. What does the Power Herb do? Let's find out. I don't even know what the Power Herb is. I don't know when we even picked that up. Immediate use of a move that charges on the... Oh! Okay, if Dumont learns Solar Beam, well, we're going to hold on to this one. That's fine. A narrow scale. Nice. Magikarp for biting. He's just... Oh, this one's gonna have like 5 Magikarp. Well, okay, this will be at least easy. Oh, it's got Swift Swim. That's why I was wondering, I'm like, 11 level difference and the Magikarp attacks first? That's fine. We'll use Synthesis on the last one. So, how are y'all feeling? For those of you who are NFL fans in here, DJ Malone, Omega, any thoughts on the draft? While y'all do that, I'm going to grab myself a quick and small snack of, oh god, I'm sore. Probably my favorite indulgent snack is peanuts. Relatively good in protein. As long as you don't eat too many, they are a pretty good snack. Is an incomplete protein though, so you gotta pair it with some sort of grain. You can go back and watch it, but the TLDR there, Jay, is no. I got ghosted by people who said they wanted to do a photo shoot today and never. They said they were going to be at the place and then none of them showed up. Where do we riot? Nah, don't worry about that. Although, if any of y'all have not, consider checking out my Instagram and maybe supporting a bit there. Would be really helpful. I did do the Mr. Supranational Super Chat yesterday. It was the day in the life. Definitely recommend it. The more support I get, the more likely it is I win. If I win, I get $500, which is kind of nice. Took 3D linemen. Nick Bosa is going to whip him into camp shape. Yeah. Who votes room regarding players on my team? Only progressive loser. All right. Nathan Rourke's brother in Rule 7. So it sounds like you're pretty happy with the way it went. I mean, was D-line an area of concern? Yeah, Shador does kind of seem like football LeVar Ball. Dumont is very happy about the rain. Yeah, this one's a cool trainer, I think. She does battle. I'm not angry, but let's battle. Alright. Yeah, I'm not really sure why Cleveland drafted him, but it's a good question. Deshaun. I'm a big fan of Desharvie Weinstein, if we're making that joke. That's credit to 5 Points Vids for that one. Uh-oh. Hopefully it doesn't know Thunder. Right, that's not too bad. Oh, come on! Really? 2 paralysis and... It's like a 1 in 8 chance that that happens. I guess I should have given it a berry. Oh well. But yeah. I think Watson's done for, which is good. Switch Pokemon. Ninetales. Yeah. Hentai, you go for it. Yes, for those of you who are not aware, we did name our Pokemon, our Tentacruel Hentai. This is the trouble with the peanuts. I say I'm just gonna have a few, and then I end up eating like a pound of them. I'm gonna put them out of arm's reach. A pink Butterfree. I bet that's pretty. Aw. There we go. Much better. I think those are all the trainers at the lake. Where do we go to get the... I gotta figure out how to get the rematch thing. Oh yeah, we can go back through the toll booth too. I forgot about that. This is where we get Toxic, I think. Destroyed their hideout. Went to the counter. Go give it to you. No, it's Sludge Bomb. Oh. This just got way more fun. Question is, who do we give it to here? Because you do have Hentai who's tanky as fuck and has toxic spikes. Or we could give Sludge Bomb to Dumond. When we evolve Dumond... Wait. I wonder if... Does Bailey from Meganium learn Sludge Bomb by chance? I doubt it. That might be worth looking up. Mr. Something or other. Yeah, we already did that. What with one of the Klitschko brothers is punishment? Ha, that's pretty funny. Buy stuff, so buy stuff at my grandma's. Alright. Bothered by noise. False teeth don't fit right. The cat makes a noise of that. Why don't you buy something? That's new. Actually, some pretty decent medicine here. Or pretty decent stuff here, but... Let's go ahead and sell... No, I thought we had a nugget somewhere. How we do? Alright, we have enough to probably justify a drugstore run, so we're gonna go do that. Wonder what the false teeth thing is. Maybe that has something to do with where to find the people? I don't know. Oh, Venusaur? Yeah, Venusaur is a really good Pokemon. Alright, a few more peanuts and I promise I'm done. They're just so damn good. Actually, now that we've evolved it, what's its stats? Damn, it's fast. Attack is high too. Progressive losers referring to ones on both sides. I get you. Nice. Okay. So we're back to goldenrod. Oh yeah, we gotta talk to this guy. More berries. More berries. Okay, we're just gonna have lots and lots of berries then. Bro, how many more? Concerned. Okay, we're gonna be here a minute apparently. Okay. I think it's the 4th floor. How are we doing on... How are we doing on, healers? Got a hyper potion, 12 moo milks, and 21 fresh waters. We're good. First off, I always sell the hyper potions. You can get decent money for them, and I'd rather have 2 lemonades or a moo milk and 100 extra pokey money. Alright, we want 2 zincs. And then hentai, we want to boost the special attack, so we need to get calcium for hentai. We need to get Steelix. We need more zinc because Steelix is incredibly good defense and basically kind of ass everything else. Muscle's more just a cannon in general. Probably want to give his Laro more protein. Yeah. And eventually we're going to have Dragonite. I think is our 8th. Okay, so I think we go with... I think the ones we really want to do right now are improve Steelix's special defense and Tentacruel's special attack. I think those matter more right now than anything else. So we're gonna buy calcium, 2 of those. Then, all right, we'll have 1 protein. Gotta get protein, brah. No, I want to buy... Actually, would HP up be more useful? Yeah, let's get HP up, and then we'll give some of that to Tauros as well, because Tauros kind of better defense than you might think. So it ends up tanking more than one might expect, especially with because it knows rest, so that actually is useful. All right. Let's see what that did for the special attack. It was originally 70. All right, 71. And then special defense. Hopefully that gets us to at least 65. That'd be nice. 66. All right, that's not bad. That was worth doing then. Yeah, the trouble with Steelix is that water, right, like Surf, basically. Surf can do a ton of damage against Steelix. Can we go... Nah, let's just use the elevator. All right, I think next we're going to head towards Blackthorn. Oh, I guess while we're here, we might as well go do the radio tower as well. One might even... Oh. Andrew's not here anymore, but I was going to make a ratio tower joke just for him. Let's see what we got. Oh my goodness. I think I just snorted. Woo. All right, no dice there. Let's fly to Mahogany and carry on. What I am going to do is swap Batgirl now, though, for another Pokemon we want to try and improve the level of. The idea behind this is so that way we can fill out our Pokedex a little bit as we go along. So those are all fully evolved. Medusa's almost at... So we probably need to level up Seal, Ladybug. Ladybug would be easy, we could do that. Hoppip, Ekans, Ladybug, Goldeen. Alright, we'll level up Ladybug first, because Ladybug, it's a bug Pokemon and it's super weak, so a handful of battles and that thing's already gonna be... Oh wait, there we go. It should be really easy to level that up. Oh, we gotta, because now we do have the XP share. Wait, can we teach it Cut? That would actually be really useful. Unable. That's unfortunate. I thought Ladybug might be useful for a moment. I was wrong. Alright, we're going to level up Dumond as well. I gotta figure out, do any of y'all know if Dumond learns, if Bayleaf and or Meganium learns Sludge Bomb? Thanks for the unrequested information about Professor Oak. Rage Candy Bar. I'm good. I'm gonna look that up, actually. I gotta know. Because I don't want to waste Sludge Bomb as a TM. Ooh, Natu. Alright. This is a distinct disadvantage. Flying Psychic versus... I forgot about Natu and Xatu. They're actually really cool. Kind of glass cannon-y, but very, very effective. Grass Poison versus Psychic Flying. This is not a good scenario for us, but... looks like we escaped okay. This is gonna give so many EXP points to that Ladybug. Level 4. Level 5. Level 6. Supersonic. Kadabra. Switch Pokemon. You know what? This is just to prove a point to ENV. This is entirely just to prove a point to ENB. Muscles beat brains, brah. Brawn over brains, baby! Yeah. I had no reason to do that, but I wanted to do that. Level 7. Level 8. Level 9. This is the fun part about bug Pokemon. They level up obscenely quickly. Conviction on your side? Yeah. Alright, I'll take it this time. A round pebble. Okay. Okay, so it does not learn Sludge Bomb. Let's find out if Meganium does. It does not. So we don't have to worry. We could use Sludge Bomb on... I assume Bayleaf can learn it because it's poison type. It'd be really dumb if it couldn't. Alright, so I think around 35 we're gonna go ahead and evolve Bayleaf. Anything at all, you say? Anything at all to get your hands on rare ones. Oh, well, now this is just embarrassing. One hit knockout. Boop, delete. It's a shame Rhydon is kind of crap, because it's really cool looking. Level 10. Level 11. I'm gonna give it to level 35. There's no reason. It's strong enough to hold its own, so we might as well maximize the amount of levels we get before evolving it. Oh hey, it's the average shiny hunter. If a Pokemon has different colors than usual, it's more valuable. What? You mean that's not true? Thank you for making fun of shiny hunters, Nintendo. You did lose a Poliwag. Now I'm gonna put a boot in your ass. Oh, come on. Well, this is just too easy. You know what, while we're here... Level 12. What's Tentacruel's moveset for Gen 4? We're gonna use... Just absolutely housing these. I'm gonna hold on to Sludge Bomb. I think we'll have... I don't know who we're gonna give it to. It may well be Dumond, it may not. I'm not sure yet. Oh, Flails, that should do some damage. It was less than I expected. See, the trouble with Goldeen and Sea King is like there are so many more interesting water Pokemon that I would never think to use those. Knows what's the difference between light screen, special attacks, physical attacks? Tackle's not very useful. What's Safeguard do? Prevents status problems? Eh, alright. Supersonic sucks anyway. Peanuts, man. Ooh, yes, please. I want to say this guy gives water stones. The fisherman exaggerating his catch. Old as time. Oh, right, it's got the XP share. I was like, what item did we give this? Oh. Duh. Oh, nice, an elixir. I like how many fashion items you end up getting from these. Another one of them cool trainers. Alright. I like dialogue bits like that. It's like at this point, okay, yeah, you're starting to get some confidence as a trainer. Ooh, yeah, you're talking about the Canadian election, huh? What thoughts do you have on that? We're gonna switch. This is a bad matchup. Okay. Making the switch. Definitely the right call there. Let's give Steelix some time out. We haven't used Steelix in a bit. Do what you do best, Steelix. Dig a hole. Who do I want to be y'all's next PM? Honestly, the good news is you can't go lower. Trudeau is so awful. I'm sorry, I thought I misread that. I thought you said, who do you? Not you, me, you. Want. Generally speaking, I don't really know a ton about each candidate. Generally speaking, I'm more in favor of the conservative candidates in Canada just because I'm fairly centrist in the US. And the Conservative Party in Canada is closer to what an American centrist generally supports. Morty's still trying to really hammer me. As an American, I just want someone who's going to get serious about defense spending. Frankly, Canada is the poster child for mooching off of American defense largesse, and that really needs to stop. Canada can absolutely afford it. Like, y'all are as bad as the fucking Belgians when it comes to shirking your NATO commitments, and it's just not a good look. You can't sit there and talk about Ukraine this and Ukraine that, and waggle, try and be all high maka, waggle your finger at us, and then not spend shit on your own military. Oh, Lyra's Pokemon evolved. Good for her. In our defense, we're the reason y'all can't be invaded. No, you're not. The reason we can't be invaded is because we have 2 oceans surrounding us from anyone stupid enough to try. And the Mexicans are smart enough to not do that. I guess is it cold? Let's talk to... Dumont is very happy. I guess Dumont doesn't mind the cold. Speaking of fun Canadian things right now, Tom Wilson is Tom Wilsoning all over the ice right now in that series. I'm enjoying that quite a lot. Hi, Lewis. Good to see you. I did. Tacoma Fashion Week was a lot of fun. I actually made a video about that yesterday. It was my debrief. But I did enjoy it, yes. Alright. I keep snacking on these. That needs to stop. So I'm going to take a few more. Put the lid back on it. Remove the peanuts. Away from my arms. I'm eating too many peanuts. Yeah, honestly, the only bad experience I've ever had with Canadian people are Quebecois. I don't know what stick they have up their asses, but they're always very rude. Because we have French people. Our French people make the best food in the country. And no offense, Hawaii, because Hawaii is definitely top 5, but Louisiana is number 1, and it's not even close. Your French people, I mean, I will grant poutine is tasty, but like, come on, what else do you got? Oh, I love peanuts. I used to live in South Carolina. Yeah. What do we want to throw out there for this one? The trouble with Louisiana is that the food... See, Louisiana, S-tier food, best in the country. Kind of F-tier on everything else, because the interesting part of the state is sinking into the Gulf, and the other part of the state is northern Louisiana. Oh, God. Look, if you've been to Shreveport, you know. No, we have... There are some separatist movements here. It was Blossom. Why did I... I sent out the wrong Pokemon here. Yes. So not only is global warming increasing sea levels, but Louisiana actually is having its land subside, mostly due to oil and gas drilling. Uh-oh, this might be a problem. So you could, again, the trouble is a lot of it is dike and lowlands, but it doesn't just kind of drop off into the North Sea like that. It's very, like, there's loads and loads of cypress forest and marshland that, I mean, if you drained it all, it would sink even faster. That's why New Orleans is basically in a bowl topographically. I do think you could definitely help the Netherlands do that, but like you'd have a better shot of preserving that low-lying area in Florida than you would in Louisiana. Louisiana's just fucked, honestly. And the trouble is, Louisiana's economy kind of depends on oil and gas drilling, which is the thing that's sinking the coastline. So Louisiana's kind of in a catch-22. They're damned if they do and damned if they don't. We getting an evolution yet? No. Can figure it out. The Dutch really are the best civil engineers in the world. I will 100% agree with that. But isn't Florida? Florida is a peninsula basically, but it's the way the topography works. A lot less of Florida is marsh and swampland. So yes, you do have the Everglades, but out of the entire Florida peninsula, only the Everglades and that sort of the western bend on the Gulf side is truly marshy, swampy. Whereas pretty much all of the entire Louisiana coast is marshy, swampy. Look at New York City. Well, yeah, the Dutch invented New York City. That's very true. I love the little animations for Gen 4. That's so cute. I really like that. Jamie, I'm good to see you. But as for Canada, I haven't done enough research on the individual candidates. I'll put it this way. What I want to see in the next Canadian leadership is taking their defense commitment seriously. I would like to see an improvement on nuclear energy and uranium mining, because Canada has huge uranium deposits that, look, okay, it's either going to be Canada, and to a lesser extent Australia, Russia, or Niger that supplies the world's uranium supply. I trust the Canadians to keep their environment in better shape through mining than other entrants in this particular field. Russia's environmental standards are shocking. Comet Punch. Alright, we'll throw Mach Punch on there. Handy copies of my local MP because you're gonna fucking go independent. Respect. Are you Canadian, Louis? The Netherlands itself is walled off an entire sea. Okay, so kind of the part, the county that the Netherlands reclaimed from the sea was an inland bay. It wasn't exactly like just floating out in the middle of nowhere. Still incredibly impressive, but let's not spread misinformation. I always forget you're a Winter Raven. My bad. Sorry. Yeah, no, that makes sense. The Bloc Québécois want to commit provincial election in 2014 on 5 members of Quebec. The separatist party is a CAQ. Again, Quebec's separatism is stupid. You can complain about culture and everything else, but you're better off in Canada, right? It's the same thing with Hawaii, right? Hawaii, oh God, you want to talk about a much more justifiable reason to exit? Hawaii has one, but economically speaking, it would be incredibly damaging to leave the United States. Battle again for a while. Alright. Let's heal up, and we'll keep battling. Actually, I think we got one more trainer over here. I want to level up the Ladybug and then get another Pokemon. Oh, this guy's a bird keeper, so that's not gonna go well for us. We'll switch out. That's all right. We'll do a little switch. Oh, just a Hoot Hoot? Bro, what are you doing with a Hoot Hoot at level 28, bro? I got questions. Let's throw hentai out there. Turn the bay from 100% water to 80% farmland. And some of the most fertile and high productivity farmland in the world, I might add. Incredible. So here's the Trumpian version of the Party Quebecois. We're gonna make Quebec the most arrogant. You can't even. I would love to see a Quebecois Trump. I mean, I don't think that level of arrogance is possible. Like, how do you out arrogant? Like, you're combining two incredibly arrogant things, Quebecois and Trump. That would be very strange to listen to. Carney moved his company's HQ to New York, went to the Ivy League school. He's doing a lot of controversy as Trudeau. Look, Trudeau was uniquely awful for Canada. I think Trudeau damaged Canada's reputation quite badly. Okay, are we really having trouble with a fucking Hoot Hoot hentai? What's going on, bud? Three straight self-hurts, okay? Hentai, come on. Get it together. Alright, we're gonna have to switch again. You're out. Islero, get in. Carney is more qualified than PP. Yeah, so it's Carney and Polivier, I believe is the name. Again, I have a natural bias against French Canadians because I mean, they're arrogant. They're rude. I'm sorry. I've not had a good experience with Quebecois people. Let's go ahead and use strength. Just get rid of this. Carney is the liberal, right? Okay, so answer me this, Canadians. Which one is pro-nuclear energy? And which one is more willing to increase Canadian defense spending? Pidgeotto... Oh, we'll keep battling. We'll let Islero handle this. Carney? Okay. And then who is more in favor of opening up, like, deregulating mining laws to allow more uranium mining in Canada? Obviously, I do not like the Green Party, but I think... Right, y'all know I'm a nuclear engineer. I have very strong and very negative opinions about basically any Green parties out there. He thinks the timeline is too wide? Okay. Well, it should be fairly easy to go with like an I side with quiz or look up quotes on the candidates as to which one wants to actually beef up defense spending. Sick. All right. Leveled up Ladybug. We like that. We like that. They say Quebec would be great for Canada. Well, I'd say that Quebec is greater by itself. And yes, I really do think so. Trudeau in Canada, which is funny because Trudeau is French as fuck in terms of names. In Canada itself has been disastrous on Quebec, although Trudeau has been a disaster for the entirety of Canada, Quebec included, but... Yes, absolutely. Please actually battle me instead of just call me and then never ask to battle. Rakuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Pokemon seems a little cold. Aww. Okay. You can rest now. Let's see what Ledian looks like, the sprite. I want to see the sprite. Cold wind suddenly blew by. Aww. Economy wasn't this bad under Harper. So, I'm not a huge fan of Harper because Harper didn't really expand on Canada's nuclear potential and more just kind of bent over backwards to appease the oil and gas industry. Which, I mean, I get it. You know, that's how you win votes in Alberta, but I didn't think very positively of Harper. I had much higher expectations for Trudeau at first, and he just did not live up to fucking anything. He was sanctimonious as fuck. He's like every negative Canadian stereotype in one person. The holier than thou, sanctimonious, high maka maka. That's Trudeau. Mr. Blackface diversity is our strength guy. Like, I'm so fucking glad he stepped down. God, just like, well, that's the nice thing, Canada. You cannot go. You have nowhere to go but down. Or sorry, you have nowhere to go but up. Want a PM to fix. Okay, so now when you say fix, do you mean increase housing? Because that's the entire country, but especially BC's biggest problem. I don't know how Canadian housing market is in Alberta, but I assume it's also pretty shit. All right, who do we want to... We've had Medusa for a long time. Let's do that. Pretty alright his first term. Next year really went crashing. So more aerospace spending. That's good. Yeah, really. Yeah, the Canadian the thing is right. Canada has a excellent military history, right? Geneva. We can make jokes about the Geneva Suggestions all day long and what Canadians did or did not do in World War I, but look, at the end of the day, it's war. War is fucking terrible. You want to end it as quickly as possible. Canada is very good at ending war as quickly as possible. Yes. What does the Soothe Bell do? I feel like the Soothe Bell is useful for something. And two. Yes, sorry, I didn't mean to... I did not mean to, neglect Canada's incredible contributions to the war effort in both wars. World War I, Canada had a very, very distinct reputation. Nice. Hentai looks very happy. Your Pokemon seems a little cold. Alright, let's put Steelix out here. You're made out of solid metal. You shouldn't have to worry about the cold. Yeah, Steelix doesn't give a fuck. Hey, you bull, don't worry. No, I get you. Another round pebble. Nice. Rocky turned to face you and smiled. Aww. Ice path. Careful not to slip, fall, or freeze, and get stuck on the ice. Oh. Okay, I like the Gen 2 version of this music better. I like that Steelix actually is... The sprite shows up. Pokemon seems surprised to touch ice. Alright, let's see how they react, because... Dumont did not like the cold. Do you have a fire type? I do not. Alright, we'll take it. Snow Crystal. Oh, cool. Muscle got closer to... Aww! This is happy but shy. Aww. That's nice. Policies around privatization started with... Okay, I gotta call cap on that, Louis, because one of the problems with the Canadian housing market... Oh, hey, it's a Delibird! Okay, I do like Delibird. Delibird is a completely useless Pokemon, but it's a little Santa bird! Who doesn't love that? Yeah, I was about to say, the immigration fueled the fire immensely. It's, again, there's no... Canada should continue to allow immigration. It's a gigantic country with lots of empty land to develop new cities, but you can't have them all pile into the same 5 cities. You need to have them go to the small Canadian towns and help grow them. It's something like 95% or 90% of Canada's population lives within 100 miles of the US border. You're going to want to fix that. I mean, I get it. Yeah, Manitoba is fucking cold, but so is Ontario. Like, okay, Medicine Hat is not as big and, interesting a town as Winnipeg, but they have the same shit weather. You might as well go to the one that's cheaper. Got a lot of Pokemon. Fast Pokemon. Use the Quick Ball here. Do I have Quick Balls? I don't. Moon Ball. No. Level Ball. I'll chuck a Level Ball. See what happens. You actually have all the non-French speaking immigrants. All of a sudden you go to Montreal, you hear ding a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding a. If y'all get that reference, I'm proud of you. Actually, we're gonna throw out Dumond and use Poison here, just kind of slowly hit it down. And it's present. It literally throws an exploding gift at you. What more from a Pokemon deal? Like, Delibird is such a great joke Pokemon. Slamau. And then sometimes it heals you, so it's a completely useless move. The Sikh community, I mean, for sure, like where you're at, Dumb Gamers, I mean, you get the best of the immigration there in terms of food. Again, there's a lot of reasons I wouldn't want to live in Houston, but food ain't one of them. Houston food scene is fucking tops, bro. You get Choke Indians, Choke Vietnamese, Cajuns, Texans, everybody up in there. It's a Love Ball. Opposite gender if you're a Pokemon, that's not gonna work. Friend Ball, that's not gonna work. Oh, we're in a cave, perfect. Let's use the Dusk Ball. 1. Okay, that didn't work. Dumond's HP is full! I love how present just doesn't work. Like, as a concept, it's such a terrible move. No, I didn't mean to run! Fuck! I wanted to catch that. Aww. It'll be a Swinub. That is not a Swinub. Fighting is, like, uniquely bad against a Golbat, but thankfully we have... I forget. Golbat. Nose confused Ray. Nope. 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 We're not doing this. Fuck no. Yeah, I like Delibird. Delibird is a terrible Pokemon, but I like Delibird. Swinub is a glass cannon. Ice Ground is not a good combo. That's trouble with almost every ice type, really. Muscle is touching the ice. Whee! Oh, there's an evolved form to Piloswine in this game? That's badass, actually. Yeah, I did not know Mamoswine was a thing. That's new. Oh, it's been a long time since I did these. So it goes like this, and that, and this, and that over. There we go. And this is where the Never Melt Ice is, I believe. Oh shit, there's someone there. It's a guy. That's new. Oh, that's waterfall. That's not what we're looking for. Need to learn ancient power and evolve it. Interesting. I believe there is a way to get over to that one. I gotta say, not as big a fan of this music as the Gen 2 equivalent. Just in general, but especially this track. This track is nowhere near as good. Let's go talk to the guy. Oh, there was an HM, wasn't it? When it dropped it, why don't you keep it? Took the time to get it, right? Needs waterfall. Me, I still need a new pair of shoes so I enjoy waterfalls. That was interesting. Alright. Like the lamps, those new. Actually, no, I've had that just kind of sitting in the back of shot. It's on sale on. I have it for sale on Craigslist. I don't want it. Alright, it's gonna use Endure. Swinub is such an easy Pokemon to get. Yeah, no, the colored caps are great. I can turn it on any which way. If you lived in Hawaii, I'd sell it to you. Hell, I'd probably give it at this point. Lance is mad as hell for Red stealing his theme. I don't know. That's a good question. Down we go. I know what to do here. We gotta move the boulders into the holes. Forgot we got fucking Golbat in here. This is gonna make using Machamp really annoying, so we're gonna swap out here. This is just gonna be annoying as hell. Good to know about Mamoswine, but we've already got our 6 decided on. And I already have a Pokemon that knows Ice-type moves. We are going to give Muscle a fresh water. You have earned that. Can Machamp learn Ice Punch? Yes, but we already have Tentacruel that knows Ice Beam, so there's no reason to teach it that. It probably can. I bet it could, but why? Fighting is already... I don't think there's a reason to teach Machamp Ice Punch. Maybe. I think Fire Punch is actually a much better option, because we don't have... we don't have a fire type, and we're not gonna have one. It's Hentai. Yes, we named our Tentacruel Hentai. Welcome, lab. You have your 6th. Oh no, I don't have my 6th. My 6th is gonna be Dratini. Zero shivering. Sorry, buddy. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna need you here. You're gonna have to build up them muscles. All right. If I recall correctly, this one has to go here. There we go. I love the animation. But I really am wondering. I still go back and forth on. Hey, it's Delibird again. Yes, we're gonna try and catch Delibird again. Delibird is such a useless Pokemon, but again, I love it. I don't need a reason. I have Person Berries, but I do not have Lum Berries. Oh, Dragonite, I'm gonna teach. Oops. I'm gonna teach Dragonite like Hyper Beam, Outrage, like a bunch of just really high-powered moves. Oops. Alright, so we go here. Then we go around. We go over. Then we're going to push the boulder into the hole. See, the nice thing is these know Endure, so we'll just hit one, and that should do it. It'll use Endure. Change it roost so we can keep recovering mid-battle. That would be pretty funny. Actually, I should teach... Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad option, actually. Maybe we will do that. I'm not sure. I'm still fleshing out the move types. The boulder fell down. Yes. Alright, so now we need to move... There's like 4 boulders I think we need to move. So we gotta do that. Alright, well, at least with Golbat, Islero can just knock these fuckers out. Tauros is capable of handling that. Zen Headbutt, already... It turns Tauros from good to excellent, though. That is just incredible. Especially because we gave it a Twisted Spoon, so now it's really effective. Good to see you, lab boys, as always. Gonna make dinners to be here audiencing. Nice, so I appreciate it. It's interesting, though. I appreciate y'all's perspective on the Canadian elections. Because, yeah, it does... Okay, right. The Canadian Prime Minister position is not quite as consequential to the world as the U.S. presidency, but that's not to say it doesn't matter. Canada is our closest ally, and we should... I feel like, in general, we as Americans should probably know a bit more about Canadian politics than we do. In general, I would agree with that statement. Okay, so this one has to come down. So we need to push it that way. Alright, so we're going to do here, because Swinub knows Endure. I'm going to wait for a level 23 one, though. Might as well save ourselves the trouble of leveling it up. I'll probably go for about another half hour and then I'll go do something else. Yeah, still nothing. I was expecting a call, but modeling people continuing to be unreliable. What a shocker. Alright, so now we go push. I'd vote Con if their leaders had wise leaders like Ford. I hate Doug Ford. No, absolutely not. And the reason is very simple. The Bloor Street bike path. Yeah, that's like the one thing. No, fuck Doug Ford. He's one of these idiots that think bike paths make traffic worse. How nice it used to endure. The Bloor Street bike path, the whole idea is for that to be what links up. Pokeball should do it here. It's at 1 HP. The whole point is for that to be what links up different parts of the Canadian bike path network, and to just scrap it when you've already spent the money on building the damn thing is stupid. It's utterly and unbelievably stupid. The only way you fix Toronto's traffic problems, right? The 401 is already one of the biggest highways in the world. More lanes, bro, isn't going to fix Toronto's traffic problem. You have to make cycling and alternatives to driving better. Ford is full of initiative to work when necessary. No, I am a militant pro-cyclist. Look, we already get pitiful infrastructure in this country. I'm going to call you Ice Piggy. Ice Piggy. I could call him Pork Chop, but that seems kind of mean. I like Ice Piggy. No, reworking the roads to make it more... Alright, that's better. Then maybe I haven't heard that, but that's new information to me. But I'm very pro-cyclist, right? In general, the more... Right, cycling is about the best bang for your buck in terms of infrastructure you can have. Right, bicycles weigh, at most, even a fully loaded e-bike with a person on it and a cargo trailer is a couple 100 pounds. That's going to do a fraction of the damage even a compact car will do to the roads, which means the roads last longer, which means you spend less money on the infrastructure. If you are a small government pro cutting spending person, you should be the most pro bike infrastructure motherfucker in the world. And I mean, let's be real for a minute here. It's not exactly like, I'm gonna move this up. There we go. It's not exactly like the existing, the status quo is good. Everybody can agree that, okay, we've got to fix traffic. The only way to do that is with alternatives to driving. We've got to fix housing. Well, maybe if you got rid of all these goddamn drive-thrus, maybe if you got rid of all these goddamn parking lots, you'd have more space to, I don't know, build the housing that we need. It is such a no-brainer to increase. I've actually written a giant paper on this to figure out just how much it would save the American taxpayer if we embraced cycling infrastructure, just 1% of the population. The answer is about $168 billion a year. Now, obviously, with our government's insane deficits, that's not gonna, it's not a cure-all, but that's a lot of money. That's more than, I think, all the Ukraine aid we have put together from 2021 or 2022. Toronto's more of an inner city issue. They have their subway, streetcar, and bus routes, all of which work well but could be improved upon. It's that, and again, inner city Toronto should be a place where there are no cars. Okay, one thing I went to New York back in February. The New York congestion charge is working and it's excellent. That needed to happen years ago. You're a fucking moron if you want to drive in Manhattan. It's miserable. That is like the worst possible place you could think to drive. Oh, I think I fucked up on this one. Yeah, I did. I very much did fuck up. That's okay. We can move it back. First thing we gotta do is move this one down. But Toronto, right? Toronto's biggest problems right now are congestion and cost of housing. You know where else has a really high congestion problem and a really high cost of living problem? Yeah, Honolulu does. Go look at how many just parking lots, how much of downtown is used up by surface parking. It's dumb. It's really stupid. I'm not Mr. Soy boy anti-car guy. I'm not saying that, but if you want to reduce the amount of money the government spends on infrastructure, and you want to reduce the amount of money the government spends on healthcare, even in the United States where we don't have public healthcare, a lot of fat people are on Medicare and Medicaid. If you make biking more accessible, you decrease obesity rates. You want that. Streets were walkable. They're going to push forward and add bike paths. They should. Circuit bike lanes, figure eights could fix their congestion issue with bike lanes. Any and all bike infrastructure should be something Toronto is pushing at this point. And again, look at the cost of building even just one subway line or one bus line, and then figure out how much money that could be allotted. Right, and I can speak from the heart on this one. Look at this fucking monstrosity of a rail project we have here in Honolulu. Okay, doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, if we had taken that $10 billion with a B dollars and spent it on cycling infrastructure, this would be the next Amsterdam. Nobody would be riding a car, and we'd have probably not been able to spend all that money. We'd have run out of shit to spend it on at that point. You would have the entire island linked up with bike lanes. And especially in Honolulu, where the weather is 80 degrees and sunny year-round, not having cycling infrastructure is inexcusable. Money could go to, or better yet, you could try not spending the money and then maybe even lowering taxes. Oh my God, no, we can't do that. That can't be. We can't have that. That would be insanity now. We use synthesis. It just, the amount of money, again, just based on the amount of savings on healthcare alone from not having people on the government dole that are as obese. It's a reason I'm a huge fan of what RFK Jr. is doing, finally bringing some of U.S. food regulations to European standards. I don't like the bans, actually. I would much rather we just tax shit like Yellow 5. Make it expensive, so that way the government either gets money to treat the healthcare problems, because poor people are the ones who inevitably eat more of that crap, or the manufacturers stop using it. They'll use something else. Money could go to the... Yeah. Well, and again, Toronto wants to keep the bike pass. What I've read is that Doug Ford is overriding what the city of Toronto wants to do, which again, the irony of the small government conservative trying to regulate what the city can and cannot do. Isn't the whole point of small government to let localities decide shit? Yes, even if this means San Francisco is going to do some goofy shit, that doesn't mean the American federal government needs to go in and override said goofy shit. You let San Francisco shoot itself in the dick. That's the whole point of federalism. And yes, I get Canada is not the exact same system as America, but Canadian federalism, at least at some level, exists. Otherwise, you wouldn't have provincial governments. I could rant for a long time about cycling infrastructure, as you'll know. All right, I'm tired of this. Let's go for an ultra ball. Whew. It's warm in here. I'm gonna get one of the box fans, getting fresh air in. It's still warm outside, but it's a little bit better. It's like 78 outside. It's 81 in my apartment, so I turned on the fan. That should help. Oh, I love Delibird. It's a Santa Pokemon. I'm naming it Santa. We're not having an argument on this one. Oh, it's female. Shit. All right, well, we're naming it Mrs. Claus then. Is the box fan too loud? Are y'all hearing the fan? If so, let me know and I'll lower the setting. But I can feel that fresh air coming in, which is really nice. What have you read about Vancouver? I have seen Vancouver has dramatically increased its cycling infrastructure, which is great. Again, another place you should never want to drive a car. Vancouver, you've got ferries going across, similar to Seattle. The weather is pretty good most of the year, at least on... Oh. Ralph actually wants to battle me? Nice. Can't hear it. Awesome. We'll finish up through Ice Cave, get to Blackthorn, and then fly out to Route 32 then. That's bitchin'. I know, buddy. Actually, we can take you out. I don't think we need any more boulders, so we'll put Rocky back out, because I want to see what happens when we put a 30-foot steel snake on this ice. Rocky is shit. Really? You too? You're made out of compressed steel. What? Why are you shivering? Yes, we spell it C-L-A-W-S. Oh, I should have done that. That's good. God damn it, not fucking confused, Ray. Oh, we got lucky there. A new project connecting two smaller cities together. There's another one too, is Go Rail. This would be a very easy one. There should be... Sick. Alright, we're gonna get Arbok. There should be no reason that Canada doesn't invest in a much faster rail connection from Toronto to every nearby suburb. Right? If you can make it a fast 1-hour train trip from, like, I don't know, London or Kitchener or wherever, right, that will... Ooh, crunch, yes please. That will dramatically decrease housing costs in the same way that New Yorkers now especially with part-time telework, a lot of New Yorkers are moving to Philadelphia to take advantage of cheaper rent costs, and they just take Amtrak up once a week. There's no point knowing bite if it knows crunch. Crunch is just a stronger bite. I actually really do like Arbok as a Pokemon too. It's just there's no value in having Arbok in our current team setup. Actually, let's put Arbok out. I want to see what it looks like, the sprite first off, because it's a big snake. Surprised to touch ice. I'm surprised because it's a reptile, so I would think I was kind of hoping the game would say something about like your Pokemon is not moving very quickly because of the cold. Build an elevated railway on top of the existing overground metro. Yeah, absolutely could. Thank you. Max potion, we like that. Go here. No, that's not it. Bring in a private company to do that. It brings more money into the country. Yeah, why not? All right, go nuts, Medusa. Mud bomb, interesting. That's gonna do some damage. All right, let's run. Ooh, my rice is done. Yeah, I needed to make dinner. I still have not made dinner. I'm gonna have to do that fairly soon. We go. We'll go fight Ralph after getting a Blackthorn, but let's get through the hill. Let's get through this. Send his Laro back out. It's just easy. I want to say, God, it's been so long since I did the Ice Path puzzle. You go down, around. You go this way, and then, oh, that's not it. Whee! Go. Oh, I see. You go this way, and then this way, and then this way. Perfect. Nice. I know the Never Melt Ice is somewhere in here, and I do want to get that for, what's his face, for Hentai. Thank you, Islaro. Another snow crystal. Very nice. Alright, over we go. We could use Repel, but this is still good XP. Ooh, Jinx, I would not be opposed to catching that. And Islaro would be the perfect thing to catch it with. Or Medusa would be because we can paralyze it. Because Medusa knows Glare, and it knows Crunch. Ice Punch won't do much after cutting its attack twice. That's not going to do much. So you ever seen the OG Gen 1 Jinx? There's a reason they changed the face to purple, is all I'm going to say. Okay, I guess we're gonna roll with this. Part of me doesn't want to do Crunch because I don't want to knock it out. Let's throw a bag and see if we can get lucky here. We'll use an Ultra Ball. Damn it. At this point, I'm just gonna use acid. I'd rather be conservative. Double slap won't do much. I'll use a fresh water here. Keep going, Medusa. I wonder what the animation for being frozen looks like. I haven't seen that yet. It's fine. Double slap's just not doing that much damage. One more acid, and then we'll start throwing some Pokeballs at it. Nice. Yeah, I don't want to risk a crit, so we're going to use Pokeballs. Throw a Great Ball. Actually, we're in a cave. Let's use the Dust Ball. One, two, three. Nice. He speaks a language similar to that of humans, however, it seems to use dancing to communicate. This thing's a glass cannon. Do we have any nicknames for a Jinx? Why don't we just go with space bars? I don't think that works. Go, blank. Spicy, yeah, it's a cultural awareness led to a faux pas. Yeah. Well, okay, in the Japanese defense, go back and watch American cartoons from the 1940s and 1950s. They weren't that far behind us. Like, some of the old Looney Tunes cartoons, just 10 out of 10. Incredibly racist. I think we'll just stick with Jinx for now. Does Jinx actually evolve into anything? Because I know they gave it one... Oh, I should have named it Nicki Minaj. Damn it, that would actually have been really good. Okay. Damn. Okay, I regret... I should have waited 5 more seconds. Fuck, that's good. That's really good. I think we've got everything we can capture from this cave, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a repel. So we can just get the fuck out of here. Unless, do I have a repel? I have a max repel. Can I use? Yes. What is the pre? So that's weird. They updated Magmar. There's the Never Melt Ice. Right. Well, so Magmar, Electabuzz, and Jinx are a trio. They were originally Gen 1 Pokemon. They got babies in Gen 2. But it's interesting for Gen 4. They gave an evolution to Magmar, and they gave an evolution to Electabuzz, but did not give one to Jinx. I am not a WWE fan. We're going to give the Never Melt Ice to Hentai. That will make the Ice Beam a lot stronger, which is what we want. Give one to Jinx? I would think so. You know, if you're gonna give an evolution up to the other two. All right. Oh yeah, there's a... I forget how you get to that one. Oh, I think you have to fall down the hole. That's what it is. Oh, right. So to get this, we gotta move this guy right here. Well, it's a good thing we kept Tauros out. I like how for strength the sprite just gets slightly bigger. Hey, iron. We want that. This makes my big iron the big iron. Who do we give iron to? 83, 37, 56, 70. Giving iron to Steelix really wouldn't be very useful. We gotta decide the moveset for Hentai and Dumond. Which one do we want to be more tanky, and which one do we want to be more powerful? See, Hentai's got a great special defense. I think we give Hentai the iron. Yeah. We could give Tauros the iron. Especially because the only thing super effective against it is a fighting type move, which is almost always physical. Yeah, I think we give it to his Lero. So let's see what that does for his 84. Nice. His Lero started suddenly walking closer. Aww. Protein, let's go. We're gonna be protein maxing now. Who do we want to give that to? 80, 43, 58, 59, 116, 75. These are special, so we don't want to give it to you. Giving protein to Machamp seems unnecessary. Of course, it is just going to make it even more powerful. Yeah, Dumond is more of a physical tank. Well, I mean, we have a physical tank. The physical tank is very clearly Steelix. I think we give the protein to his Lero as well. Get us to 81. It did. Very nice. We're going to use another repel, and we're going to go back down and get that item. Because I know I'm going to forget about that. Use. I thought to get to that bit down there, or that item down there, I had to go... I thought there was another hole that you had to fall through, but clearly that was not the case, so... we're going to go back and get it. There it is. Avalanche. Ooh. What does Avalanche do? I assume that's a strong ice type move. That's what I would think. Regional variants and megas. I have no idea because I've never played a game with any of those in it. You gotta remember, this is the most modern Pokemon game I have ever played. Alright, what's Avalanche do? 60. Double the damage if the user has been hurt. So it's basically ice payback. Interesting. Oh yeah, how's Waterfall work in this game? So, you know, Waterfall is just a slightly less strong surf. All right. Let's get this. I don't know how you teach a Tauros to go up a ladder. Oh. Oh, hey, it's you. Is that you, Bull? Fancy meeting you here. So my sails are frozen on the ice and I'm stuck here. Flip-flops are quick frozen with the ground. Teehee. Don't laughing matter. Would you push my back? What if I say no? Don't be so cool. You'll push my back, won't you? Yes. Shove. Really are kind. I should have just said no. I wish I had said no a second time to see what the dialogue would have been. Don't just leave me here! Oh, I see what you gotta do. Go over here. And then... like that. Oh yeah, we're getting our pee-pee up today, boys. I'm a big fan of getting my pee-pee up. Big fan. Let's see, so we gotta be on this row. There we go. All right, we're through Ice Path. Very nice. Just happily cuddling up to you. Oh yeah, then there's this dickwad trainer. It's like, hey, you just went through that giant path. I want to battle you. Fucker. Alright, Dumont, get out there. I want to take your money. Staring intently at the mountain. Oh. Came through the ice path. You must be a real hotshot trainer. Oh, who was it? Oh no, I'm thinking of Rock Tunnel. That's why. Alright. We got to the Pokemon Center. That's great. Let's go fight Trainer Ralph, because he actually wanted to fight us in Route 32, I believe. And then we're going to call this a day. I'm going to go get Dratini at Dragon's Den. That probably just needs doing in general. So we're going to move... oh, wait, hang on. We need to take the... oh, we already did. Perfect. There we go. First off, Jinx, you go to fully evolved. You go there. And you go there. And Crobat, you come out. You can't use that here. Oh, right. Fly to teaching Rapidash Waterfall. I was about to say, I want to say that's not possible. I would be very surprised if it were. Shard to berry, shard to berry, shard to berry. Do I have shards? I feel like I have shards. So I'm still missing some basic berries. Alright, that's not a now problem. Don't mind if I do. Nice. Interesting fun fact is like where you can fly to. Like, it's very interesting to me that... Oh. We need to go back through the ruins of Alf, too. There's a few other places in this game we need to go backtrack. I don't need your level 4 bullshit. Get out of here. Now that we have a, you know, we've got access to cut and all the other things. Bruh, I'm not interested in your... Actually, I don't think I ever did catch a Mareep, so this is pretty useful. We'll, go ahead and chuck a poison powder on it. This needed doing, actually. Alright, this worked out for the best. Oh man, I got work tomorrow. So, speaking of that, I think I already told y'all sort of what the status was there. But I don't know really what's going to happen with DRP yet. It's kind of up in air. I guess I'll take... I know what I'll do. Pokemon... Batgirl... No. Yes, Batgirl. Throw Confuse Ray on it. Confuse plus Poison should make it easier to catch. So, yeah, this is the question mark. At this point, 3 potential options could happen. One is the DRP gets approved and, well, okay, we're on the plan. The other is that I get rejected, and then I'm kind of stuck. You know, I can still do my job, but now my coworker, you know, my bosses and coworkers know I tried to bounce, and it's like, well, that's kind of awkward. And the final one is something, thanks to Hexa's stupidity, I can't really shake. Nice, we got it. And that would be DRP gets rejected, and then they just decide to riff me anyway, which would piss me off. But it's possible. We got a nickname for a Mareep, or a Flaffy, or an Ampharos, because eventually we'll level it up. I'll go with Static if y'all can't think of anything. Kind of a mid-name, but unless y'all have something better. Cool. Mutton. Sock. Yeah, I like Sock. Sticky Sock. Ew. Bruh. You nasty. Isn't Fisherman? Oh, he must be this guy. Cool. All right, rematch time. This is like the first rematch we've actually gotten. I'm came all this way to fight a level 40 Sea King. Okay. Okay, buddy. Buddy been training. I like it. What does Aqua Ring do? Flail's gonna do fuck all here. Mareep Wall has static. Yeah, it is. That's true. That's true. I'd have called it Clingy Sock and not Sticky Sock. Oh, that's what Aqua Ring does. Okay, in that case, Poison Powder it is. Flail won't do much. Really? It's missing twice now. So it knows Flail, Fury Attack. This is not a very good moveset. There we go. Dick, after Philip K. Dick, who wrote, "No, I'm not naming a Pokemon Dick. Nice try." No, we've already gotten plenty of inappropriate. We already had Penis the Weedle. We're not doing Dick. I know that's not what you intended, Omega, but no, we're not doing that. Alright, Synthesis should heal us up a touch. Poison should do more damage than Aqua Ring. Now we can hit with Magical Leaf. So that's what Waterfall looks like in this game. Interesting. This is a legit, I mean, a level 40 Seeking is like, that's kind of low-key impressive. Like, good for you, buddy. You've been putting in work. This should give us a good chunk of XP at least. It's a good battle. I'm glad we came down for this. I'd have been pissed off if it was like a level 10 Goldeen. Boom! Alright, that was like a whole level. At least half a level. We'll take that. The Clean Sock sounds like a nickname we give a terrible X. Facts. I think I am going to let it evolve, actually. I think it's time. Because now it's going to be like a giant grass dino, basically. Like, Meganium is basically a dinosaur. I was happily cuddling. Aww, that's cute. Alright, so Meganium's breath is the power to revive dead grass and plants, can make them healthy again. That's... I love that. That is awesome. What about Arbok? I want to read some of these Pokemon entries. Now that we've got a bunch of new ones. Development of wings on its leg enables it to fly fast, but also makes it tough to stop and rest. How does a Crobat rest? It's a good question. Very vengeful nature, it won't give up chase no matter how far once it targets its prey. Arbok is low-key huge, but also very lightweight. Like 140 pounds for 11 foot. It's basically, yeah, it's basically like an anaconda. Jamonda's dizzy. Aw. You dizzy, buddy? Oh, wow, okay. Shit, I got a bunch of HP there. $75 attack, 88 defense. So it is really... Dumond is well balanced, but definitely on the tankier side for both. So now... I think maybe we make Dumond the tank, and then we give... we kind of make... but it's got a low attack. I think we give Sludge Bomb... Maybe we give Sludge Bomb to Dumond. Big weight, big lengthwise, not so much weight-wise. Like I said, yeah, that does track. Alright, I think we're going to end up here, because we've been going for over 2 hours. What do we got? Oh. I got some messages. None of them are important. I think we're gonna call it here. This has been fun. Yeah, of course. No, this is a lot of fun. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and save. We just did. Quit. That is gonna be it for me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So, stream schedule. We should be back to normal next week. I'm gonna kind of avoid modeling obligations unless I really have to do something, because right now modeling's kind of pissed me off a little bit. I felt like a large chunk of my weekend was wasted. I did not get to do the things I normally like to this weekend, so that hopefully will change. I will have more posts for you coming up, and we'll go from there. All right, that's gonna be it for me on this one. If you want a consultation, askbullmuscle@gmail.com. It's up there somewhere. If you want, talk about diet, lifestyle planning, any of the other kind of stuff, you know what I've been talking about for long enough. But yeah, that is going to be it for me on this one. As always, y'all, make good decisions. It's good decisions form your actions, which form your habits, which form your values, which form an ethos. That can be the guide star through the rough waters of life. Much love, y'all. Come in for the hug. Shoots. Take care. See you tomorrow.